The powerful group behind CPAC, the American Conservative Union, is imploding as a result of multiple sexual harassment allegations against Chairman Matt Schlapp. Now, according to reports, multiple board members have resigned over the past few months, along with at least half of their staff after allegations from a former male staffer who had worked for Herschel Walker's failed Senate campaign accused Schlapp of groping him without consent. Carlton Huffman said Schlapp had sexually assaulted him in a car as he drove the conservative leader back from an event to his hotel. Schlapp, he said, quote, of the CPAC, grabbed my junk and pummeled it at length. And I'm sitting here thinking, what the hell is going on? That this person is literally doing this to me. He sent a video recorded after the incident. Another male CPAC employee also accused Schlapp of trying to kiss him without consent, and a third man has reported unwanted physical advances. So, look, again, not cool. You gotta have consent. Consent is sexy. Consent is good. If you do it without consent, guess what? You're committing sexual assault. Now, Schlapp, of course, has denied all this, blaming allegations on fake journalists. It's the fake journal, fake news. The damage, however, was done. CPAC this year failed to draw high-profile conservatives as a result of the allegations. Now, look, gay Republicans exist, definitely. The desire for well-to-do people to pay less in taxes at the expense of everyone else exists at all spectrums of the rainbow. How do you explain people like Caitlyn Jenner, transgender, and super, super wealthy, doesn't want to pay taxes? So, look, the reason I bring this up, by the way, is because you have people that are in the conservative movement who are gay that are closeted as well, and some that are open, but many who are closeted. So, look, the party itself, it's kind of funny because the party itself claims to not be homophobic, and yet they seem to have, again, a problem with gay people. These allegations, look, if he had been accused by women, right, conservatives would have rallied around him, very, very likely. But since, it happens to be men, oh, well, I don't want to touch this. I'm not interested at all. No, Matt Schlapp, bad. And look, thing is, CPAC's always been a hotbed of anti-LGBTQ plus sentiment. When Richard Grinnell, former gay ambassador to Germany, shared the experience of Gina Roberts, a trans woman who attended CPAC with the log cabin Republicans during a speech in 2021, he was denounced for showing support for transgender people. Yeah, so they hate trans people. In fact, bringing up Caitlyn Jenner, she was repeatedly heckled, stalked, dead-named, and ridiculed when she ran in the California gubernatorial race as a Republican. Now, I think it is wrong to heckle, stalk, dead-name, and ridicule Caitlyn Jenner for her identity. I am a strong proponent of making fun of Caitlyn Jenner, but not for being trans, but for being a complete self-centered moron. You see the difference here? Now, you also had the gay conservative group Go Proud, which is now defunct, unsurprisingly, being banned from the event. So you can see, of course, CPAC, not a very friendly place. The Republican Party, not a friendly place for gay conservatives. Getting back to the closeted issue, right? There is quite a collection of closeted individuals in the Republican Party. Schlapp is one of the more high-profile ones who happen to have been outed. And I would feel bad for him, but at the same time, he clearly abused his power and position, allegedly, and assaulted staff, people who worked under him, using his power to his advantage to prey on people that were below him. He thought that he could get away with it, and I think that right there should be the major key issue, not the fact that, oh, well, it's men. No, the major issue here is abuse of power to try to prey on people who, again, with unwanted sexual advances. That should be the major issue here. That should be the problem with people like Matt Schlapp. Unfortunately, when it comes to Republicans, the only problem they see is gay. Oh, gay. Well, if that's your only problem, well then, I mean, it really it says a lot of things about the conservative movement of today. That said, board member Morton Blackwell, a member of the Republican National Committee and the founder and president of the Leadership Institute, which trains conservative activists, is the latest to hit the exits. Blackwell, who served on the board since 1970s, repeatedly expressed concern about the allegations against Schlapp and the mounting cost to the organization, both financially and to its reputation. Morton Blackwell resigning is a signal to the conservative movement that the game is over, said Grover Norquist, the well-known anti-tax activist, who served on the CPAC board for more than 15 years. CPAC stopped being a useful part of the movement long ago, and now it's veering towards dysfunctional, Norquist said. So, look, Blackwell said it was, the costs are really concerning. Oh, and of course the hit to the reputation, but mainly the costs, right? Well, how much has it cost defending Schlapp? So far, they've spent over $1 million. This is according to a resignation letter from former Vice Chairman Charlie Garrow. Board Treasurer Bob Beauprez resigned back in May, saying he could no longer justify the organization's financial statements, especially the cost of Schlapp's defense. Now, the organization probably has lost a lot of money as well from conservative donors who are homophobic. Now, any settlement of upwards of a couple of $1 million plus the accumulated legal expenses, he said, would break the organization, not to mention the reputational damage. Well, that your leader, that your chairperson is a predator. Again, what he did, predatory behavior, okay? Yes, targeting people who are lower than you, that you have power over in an organization that is deeply homophobic. Yeah, that's an abuse of power right there. Now, former chairman Al Cardenas said there's enough out there in the public eye to warrant not only transparency, but also consequences. I do agree with that, by the way. Yes, there should be consequences if this happens to be true, and I believe it is. He said it's time for damage control if ACU is going to continue to be a viable entity. For the benefit of the ACU and its future, there's no other solution than to elect new leadership. No, I mean, yes, but also no. New leadership is not going to fix the issues with the ACU. It's not going to fix the issues with the Republican Party and the conservative movement. But they don't want to fix the issues. I mean, one of the issues is rampant homophobia. They obviously don't want to fix that. So what they're going to do is attempt to, I'm guessing, oust Schlapp, or at least, advocate for the ousting of Schlapp. But I don't know. This is, again, a former chairman that actually served before Schlapp, Cardenas was, and he was also the former Florida Republican Party leader. Now, look, at the end of the day, I don't really care if this organization implodes. I think it would be a net benefit for this organization to end, although, of course, we do know that a new one's going to pop up almost immediately in its place that might even go even hardcore, more right-wing, more transphobic, more homophobic. And, of course, the reason is that they do have a serious homophobia and transphobia issue within the party, and they don't see that as a problem, though. They've fully embraced that, and that's even though they do have closeted members in their midst. People who are so, in my view, self-hating that they would rather go in an organization with people that hate them and then project that hate outwards towards people who are out for whatever reasons, whether it be, again, the massive self-hatred or just a massive self-interest monetarily. For whatever reason, it's really bad